Alright, Shalom. We give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Barakatah. As you see here, this lesson I wanted to go over. See here, I want to get this new tab real quick. So while I'm getting this new tab, I'm going to say, call hello to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Barakatah. Blessings to the elect, all you brothers out there teaching truth, sincerity, and double honor to our apostles / elders, which are GMS. Alright. So, with that being said, as you see, the screen I have pulled up with the autoimmune deficiency, right? Which is a disease that has sprouted up in this let me see here. I can't type in, I can't multitask. I was told multitasking is overrated. I believe so. But it's a disease that sprouted up like autism. Autism just mental retardation. That's all that is. It's just a new way of saying something old. Alright. Esau tried to put a new word on it and make it sound as though it's something just ridiculous. So we're going to get into this scripture here. Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 verse 1, it says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the use which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. Because I emphasize for the use. A physician is not a go-to for every single thing. Anything that happens with you, you just run into the doctor. All right, or you just trying to abuse the physician and have them diagnose you for certain things or for medications and shit like that. It says, honor the physician with the honor unto him for the use which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. Because at the end of the day, you can take all these medications, you can go to a counselor, you can go to a psychiatrist, but it's the Most High that'll get you in the right state that you need to be at the end of the day. And the Lord can lead you to that situation to guide you out of it, namely medication. Me personally, I'm not a medication person. Being in the medical field and just knowing that it's a synthetic drug, you know what I'm saying? Whether all these drugs that you're taking that are synthetic exist in everyday products, which is why it's important to learn, you know what I'm saying? If you're cooking, it's important to learn how to cook like from scratch, not processed, not whatever the shit is, the macaroni box with the processed cheese already in the pack. You're supposed to know how to, take some actual cheese, take some, some flour and things like that, some butter, and whisk it up in half and half and things like that, and know how to create a cheese sauce from scratch, because it's not, you're not dealing with preservatives or additives. Okay. Same with any sickness or illness. You got headaches, you got joint pains, you got headaches, you got joint pains, you got muscle pains, immune system. These things are all based on your diet, on which I'm getting into right now, where it says verse 3, it says, the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration, because people look up to doctors. But at the end of the day, guess what? We're physicians. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? We can do exorcisms, we can do healings. You know what I'm saying? We actually know certain things that'll heal you. We get into those things from natural remedies. Headache, you got garlic. Ain't nothing. Penicillin They ain't nothing but a garlic based product, as well as other things, it's just being abused or synthesized to the point is more destructive to the body than productive. All right. It says the Lord have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. And abhor means to hate. So the Lord created these medicines out of the earth. You got joint pain, turmeric. You know what I'm saying? You can get turmeric at your local friendly supermarket. You know, and it comes in. You can just season your food with turmeric. Just like salt. Salt, there's nothing wrong with salt, but this is what I'm getting to, allude to in this lesson is that everything has to be done with balance. A false balance is abomination to the Most High. So with this autoimmune deficiency disease that's springing up and about is really based off your imbalance uh, of dieting. Okay, so I'm gonna read on and we're gonna get to that. It says, verse 5 says, "Was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known? And he that given men skill, that he be honored in his marvelous works. With such doth he heal men and take away their pains. Of such doth apothecary make a confection of his works. There is no end of him. And from him is peace over all the earth. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. Leave off from sin, and order thine hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. Give a sweet savor and a memorial of fine flour, and make a fat offering as not being." It says, then give place to the physician, for the Lord hath created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. There is a time when when in their hands there's a good success. For they shall also pray unto the Lord, that he will prosper that which they give for ease and remedy to prolong life. Now these non-natural days physicians, they ain't praying to nobody. They ain't praying to nobody. Most of them are atheists or non-believers because they believe in science. Science just means knowledge, but they believe in the things that they've discovered and make sense to them. They don't believe in the spiritual aspect of life, right? So that's why it says, the physician normally would pray. Why? Because men of the Lord were physicians, and we are physicians. Now, on your account, you can't just sit there and just, I've been fucking up, I've been tearing my body up, I'm gonna go to the doctor and he'll heal me. Now, for one, if the Lord don't want you healed, you ain't gonna be healed. You know what I mean? People go into the doctor, they got a broken collarbone or abscess or sepsis or, you know what I'm saying, many things that they go to the physician for. They get it fixed, and then they get infections, and then they gotta get their whole foot chopped off. Or you know what I'm saying, or something just ridiculous happen, or they just die. You know what I'm saying? This happens on a ridiculous amount. This is not just like 1 out of 10. This is like a fucking 4 to 5 out of 10 ratio that people die from infections in the hospital. There are more people that die from infections, not infections that they came into the hospital with. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about, you got an infection, then you came in the hospital, they treated you, they couldn't fix it, and then you died. No, we're talking about you came in there for something different, got infected by whatever was going on in there. All these, bacterias and diseases flying and floating around. You came in there with a broken leg and died from, infection from whatever, a botched surgery. Basically, it's a hospital affected surgery. More people die from that than from car crashes. You know what I'm saying? More people die from that than from car crashes. But you don't see no click of the ticket type of or campaign as they do for car crashing and drunk driving and things like that, as they do, with the medical field. You don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's a money-making business. The pharmaceutical business is one of the top. It's basically prescribed drug dealing. That's all it is. You know, I was once told that all medication is written in like short form acronyms, things like that. And I was told by one of my teachers that they had a prescription drug that they were using, and the doctors, being that they the ones prescribed the drugs, they were they they choose the drugs, and basically they were choosing, certain drugs do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So one of the drugs did the same thing, but they said, hey, we about to change this acronym, and the acronym became longer. By the acronym becoming longer, it made it an inconvenience for the doctors. So here it is, the doctors stopped prescribing that drug because that particular acronym was too long to write out. They prefer to write out the shorter one. The pharmaceutical company, now these acronyms are not just somebody in the back of the hospital like, oh, this is tight, I'm about to. No, this is a universal acronym. This is an acronym used amongst all hospitals. So it's not something that you could just flip and change. When the hospital or the not the pharmaceutical company, that's a personal company, but when the hospital or that division decide to change the acronym to where the best suit, the pharmaceutical company said, look, you need to change that back. Which basically a pharmaceutical company shouldn't be able to tell somebody you need to change that back to this because we're losing money on this particular product. You know what I'm saying? Basically shows the power that they have. It's not even about health, it's about them making money. You know what I'm saying? So that shows the power that they have in this society, with the medical and everything, okay? It says verse I go to verse 13. It says, there's a time, Salakia, verse 14 says, for they also shall pray. Oh, no. At verse 15, this is the one I wanted in it anyway. It says, he that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hands of the physician. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, these shortcomings or hard times that you befall ain't nothing but because the Lord can have us in a perfect physical and mental mind state throughout our journey and our endurance unto salvation. You know what I'm saying? But when we go under these shortcomings from illness, from physical illness, addictions, and whatever, it comes from you sinning. It comes from some root of sinning, even if it's not related to that situation. The Lord still left off from you, from protecting you from whatever demon that decide to get up on you and cause death. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Tobit and the demon that kept getting on the guys, and they was dropping dead, man. They could have been catching heart attacks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Salakia, it's apocrypha. I looked that up. So let's get back to what I wanted to get to. You got something called autoimmune disease list. Causes, symptoms, types, and treatments. Now, there's like 3 categories of autoimmune disease. You have caused by vitamin D deficiency and distributed by leaky gut. This one has more to do with dairy products, and it affects your immune system. Then you got one with grains, gluten, grains, nutritional deficiencies, virus, bacteria, and this one has to do with more of arthritis and things like that. And this one is just genetics, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too particular about it. I could be wrong about it. Brothers can correct me if not. I don't believe in genetics. I believe your tradition, of which they blame it on genetics, affects these too. You know what I'm saying? Black people will season their food a lot, so therefore it'll cause high blood pressure type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's my consensus on it, but I can be wrong. I never dove into that. You know, but continuing on, it hinders that. Okay, so let's look at. I'm just gonna look this up. So we got a pH balance. Um, I believe it's like caustic to acidic. Uh, we got 0, and then it's I believe 14, or 15, and I think it's 14. And our pH balance want to be around 8 or 9. You want to hover above the center line of it. So the pH balance. Let's see here. I want to see if they're gonna pull up a picture or something like that. Cause this is the normal. You got like a color code type of deal. I believe this is like the best bet. You got acidic. Then you got neutral. But I want this one right here. I'm gonna pull it up. So you got acidic, you got neutral, but it's more than just acidic. Yeah, you got acidic, neutral, you got alkaline. Acidic is your meats. You know what I'm saying? Your alkaline is, your vegetables, things like that. Here's a good one right here. You know what I'm saying? Your acidics, your alkaline. These you need both. You can't sit here and leave this alone and go here. Um, see here. Acidic, you got a carbonated water, club soda, energy drinks. That's just pure sugar. Popcorn, ice cream, cheese, buttermilk, prunes, pastries, pasta, cheese. That's your carbs and all that. Pork, beer. You shouldn't be eating no pork, but beer, wine, black tea, pickles, chocolate. And pickles are good for you. You know why? Because it's a bacteria that helps accelerate your stomach bowels. You know what I'm saying? So when you got bad stomach bowels, you should be eating pickled things. You know what I'm saying? Like pickled okras, pickles, roasted nuts, vinegar, sweet and low equal neutral sweet. Most purified water, distilled water, coffee, sweetened fruit juice. And coffee is good for you because it's a natural fat burner. Coffee is a natural product that comes from the earth. Coffee beans. Just grind them up. You're just not supposed to be putting. Basically, you doctor all that coffee up, and then it becomes too acidic. You know what I'm saying? There's juice, pistachios, beef. Look, pistachios. You know what I'm saying? That is a very good food for you. Beef, white bread, peanuts, nuts, wheat, fruit juices, most grains, eggs, fish, tea, cooked beans, cooked spinach, soy, milk, uh, coconut, lima beans, plums, brown rice, barley, cocoa oats, liver, oyster, salmon. Okay, brothers in the nose should know the shit that you shouldn't be eating on that list. All right, natural pH is most tap water, which is bullshit. Spring water, that's true. Seawater, river water. Alkaline. You got apples, almonds, tomatoes, grapefruits, corn, mushroom, soybean, etc. Avocado, green tea, lettuce, celery, peas. The green tea is a good fat burner. Eggplant, green beans. This is basically your veggies. Spinach, broccoli, artichoke, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, cucumbers, lemons. And putting a lemon in your water is is detrimental. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. Putting lemon in your water, putting cucumber in your waters is very good. It doesn't have that taste that lemon has, but I think cucumber is better than lemon. Okay, lime, seaweed, asparagus, kale, radish, collard greens, onion. These things you should be throwing in your food when you cook it from the jump. These things will naturally you should what I'm saying, if you're gonna eat, at least alkalinize your food by cooking with onion and collard greens and asparagus and kale You know what I'm saying? Not just, you can eat kale, but some, we want to eat normal. You know what I'm saying? When I say eat normal, you want to eat like a plate of something with some diversity in it, an actual meal, and you can incorporate these things and make it a salad. You can make it you can take it put your cucumbers in your water. You can take collard greens, mix some kale in there, you know what I'm saying? Put some asparagus on the side, or you take spinach and broccoli or artichoke, you know what I'm saying? And these things, and mix all this, and then put a little something like that with this, and you got a more alkaline balanced meal instead of what the meal our meal normally contain most of this and a little of this. You get like a side of peas and shit. You know what I'm saying? And bread and then meat. But then you get, oh, I got autoimmune deficiency disease and I shouldn't be eating no dairy products. No, because your ass is eating all this shit and then eating like one of these. Your plate is full of this, and then you eat one of these, and then your body is reacting to it because you don't have a balanced diet, and now you just no, you know. So it's a balanced diet. So I want to look up something else. Uh, Dangers. See if it'll pull it up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I'm gonna exit this one out. Close this shit out. Click it in here. Because I believe one is bleach. I know it's like caustic and acid. You know what I'm saying? Basically, these foods are both. You know what I'm saying? Caustic and acid. I'm not saying working, but we're gonna get through it. Yeah, I'm still doing this lesson real quick. All right. So you got can't find it, man. Let's see here. Look it up a different way. pH scale. There we go. But it says acid to alkaline. But this is being more of a caustic. A caustic will burn you just as much as acid will burn you. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. I think it's caustic and acid, or I think it's like bleach and ammonia. But when you put both of the extremes together, it'll fuck around and create an explosion. I believe it's acid to like bleach or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like acid and ammonia, I mean bleach and ammonia, you put that together, a caustic and bleach, and you put it together because I believe bleach is an alkaline, acid is a caustic. You know what I'm saying? So this, the 7 is the center. We would want to be around here. Too much is bad. You know what I'm saying? So dangers of too much. Uh, See what they give us here. This is a little quick little look up. See if they hit it. Man, Satan don't want to pull this shit. Every time I go to something related to the alkaline. Yeah, but Satan working, man. Satan working. Every time I go to it. Every time. It's happened twice. Y'all seen it. You see. Everything working just fine till I click on a certain site. Let's see here. Just see all that shit. Alright. Okay, it says, I read here, so it says signs may be too acidic. Though we have no reliable scientific studies that can be clearly named symptoms of acidic diet, a number of naturopaths and other alternative health experts believe that the following signs may point to a diet is out of balance, and more acidic diet may result in bladder and kidney conditions, including kidney stones, joint pain, and aching muscles, weight gain and obesity, diabetes, weakened immune system, frequent infections, osteoporosis, bone fractures, digestion and elimination. You should be going. You should be shitting once a day, man. More than that, one or more a day. I don't know why people think shitting is bad, but your body should be going. It says keep in mind too that it may also be possible to be too alkaline. Surprising perhaps, but possible. See here. It says with symptoms like the following: hypothyroidism, allergies, wheezing, diarrhea, fatigue, elevated serum bicarbonate in the blood. If it can be too, if it can be, if it can be difficult to tell what side of spectrum you may be on the symptom alone, you can test your urine pH, but keep in mind that will tell you the only pH balance of the urine, not the blood. You know what I'm saying? So, um, see here. So acidic, you just feel anxious, nervous, agitated, physically tired, but mentally wired. Feel you need to take deeper breaths. Can hold your breath for less than 45 seconds. Alkaline, feel sluggish, and have to drag yourself out of bed. Often feel burned out and tired. Can hold your breath for 60 seconds or more. Because vegetables, man, it raises your cardio up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, both you got to have a balance. You can't just sit there, you know what I'm saying, and just eat how you want and do what you want without any consequences. Really, I just wanted to put this out there just to put out that, like, understanding, not only understanding, but that there's a false balance with your diet, and we have to eat the proper way. I kind of drug it out a little bit longer, but I'm satisfied with the information that was brought out. So I want to say call law to Yahweh by Shimi Al Shai by Shima Kadash Baraka Thumb, the Bahanasa Apostles, elders, which are Jan Mess and blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and doing truth and sincerity. Shalom.